Test 1 2. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar. Mike Oscar, could I get a radio check? Oops.
KJ7 Alamo VK2WAY. You had a bit of echo in there. Not sure what the source of that may be. VK2WAY. That's KJ7 Alamo.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot I had my radio turned on and listening to the frequency. VK2WAY, KJ7 OMO. Whew, alright. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control for the Pride Radio Group Net, which will convene in about a couple minutes from now, so a clear frequency will be appreciated, please. KJ7 OMO. Hello and welcome to the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable net, and all calls should go through the net control station, aka yours truly. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say, break, break, and we will assist you. The Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That's prideradio.group. Or check out VK3PRG or K3PRG on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you hate us, of course. Reset. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, talk groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Network and affiliated systems, as well as various RF repeaters around the world, and is also streamed live on YouTube, Broadcastify, and Icecast. For more information on how you can connect to this network, visit network.prideradio.group. network.prideradio.group, and also motherowl.weebly.com. motherowl.weebly.com. Weebly is spelled Whiskey, Echo, Echo, Bravo, Lima, Yankee. And Jared, sometime you need to update the network map because we got some new connection points. Alright. And for those of you who are in my local area and you're hearing this on 146.560, that is an experimental link. If you're hearing me on this frequency, you may join in anytime. No PL tone is necessary. Alright, let me reset. You can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. Okay, before we begin this evening's net, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and Pride Radio Group? Alright, doesn't look like we have any announcements at this time. Oh wait, there is one announcement from me. We now have a brand new connect access point to Wires X. So if you're near a Wires X repeater, you could get connection information from the websites that I had stated just moments ago. Alright, well, let's get started with our favorite part of the net. Let's take some check-ins. So, do we have any check-ins for the Pride Radio Group net at this time, starting with mobile, short on time, or in and out stations? So if you're mobile, or you're short on time, or if you just want to pop in, say hello, then pop out, come now with your call sign, slowly, twice, and phonetically, please. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control for the Pride Radio Group net.
Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot Uniform Romeo, VK3, FUR.
Alright, net control recognizes Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot Uniform Romeo. Do we have any other stations out there that are mobile, short on time, or in and out? Come now with your call sign, slowly, twice, and phonetically, please.
Victor Kilo 2, Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile. Victor Kilo 2, Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile.
Alright, we have Victor Kilo 3, Bravo Sierra Delta Mobile. Do we have anyone else out there that is mobile, short on time, or in and out? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, please. All right, let's get started with the two that we have on our list. Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot, Romeo. Sorry, I got that wrong. Let me start over. Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot, Uniform, Romeo. I kind of stumbled for a little bit. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. And by the way, everyone who is listening to the net, you are encouraged to let us know your pronouns so that we could get to know you better. Alexa, lights on.
Okay.
Michaela, Victor, Kilo 3, Foxtrot, Uniform, Romeo, are you still there? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alright, we're gonna give one more shot for Michaela. VK3FUR KJ7OMO. Are you still out there? Alright, looks like we lost Michaela. Over to Victor Kilo 3, Bravo, Sierra Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
The server anymore. She may have disconnected if she was coming in via 3GMR. She is connected to the master, but yeah, not doesn't seem to have this talk group up at the moment. Back to you, KJ7LMO, BK2WAY.
Alright, thanks for that, Jared. VK3BSD, Bravo Sierra Delta, are you still out there? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
I'm on the group from VK2 BSD Mobile. I assume you meant me. Over.
Yes, my mistake. Victor Kilo 2, Bravo Sierra Delta. How in the heck did I get your call sign wrong? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
J7, I'm on the group. VK2 BSD returning. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm still in New South Wales. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, not too much to report from that. I'm driving into the city at the moment, so we can work on some stuff for an upcoming, what do you call it, a convention? Yeah, I think convention's the best word. The Sydney Manga Anime Show, which is hopefully kicking off next month. Hang on. Okay, emergency vehicle on the other side of the road. The dangers of radio while mobile. Yes, I'm just driving into the city. No, I don't know how long I'll stay on the net, given A, that I'm only about 20 minutes out, and B, all the road noise and, you know, changing signals and all that stuff. But I thought I'd pop in, say hi, see how everyone's doing. And yeah, I've got, in amateur radio, I haven't really been doing much this week. I've got my eye on a infrared half-wave antenna for HF. So I might pull the trigger and order that rather than trying to build one, because my experience with amateur radio so far is if I build something, I kill it. So best to start with something that works, and then I can go from there. And I've been applying to get some AmperNet Network 44 IP space, which seems to be progressing. I need some info at the moment from the ISP who is going to host me. just some NOC details, Network Operations Center stuff. But I might actually get some Network 44 space soon, so I'll be very excited for that, and then I'll figure out what to do with most of the addresses, because I need a minimum of a /24. Anyway, that's all I've got going. Attention back to the road. KJ7 Oma on the group, BK2 BSD mobile.
Alright, that sounds really awesome. Looks like you got a lot of stuff going on in your neck of the woods, and congratulations on getting all those network addresses. And by the way, you are sounding fantastic at the moment. No complaints about your signal or your audio, and you don't have very much noise at all, so perfect on the audio. Alright, we've reached the bottom of that list. Before we take any more before we take check-ins from everyone else, let's see if we have any more mobile, short on time, or in and out stations. Mobile, short on time, or in and out stations. Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, please.
Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa uniform.
Alright, we have Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa uniform. Do we have anyone else that is mobile, short on time, or just want to pop in, say hello, and pop out? Come now. Alright, VK2 GPU, this is KJ7 OMO, your net control station. Over to you.
KJ7 OMO, this is VK2 GPU. It's good to be back in Australia and able to actually start using my radios again. As you're probably aware, I was away in the UK for a month, so I was basically, sorting things out there with family and also doing a little bit of study to go for my advanced at some point over here in VK. Back to you, net control.
Alright, awesome. Welcome back, and congratulations on your hotspot. Alright, we've reached the bottom of the list again, so now let's start checking in check-ins from anyone now. Doesn't matter if you're mobile or not. Maybe you're sitting on the couch, maybe you're outside, having a drink or whatever. Or maybe you're just sitting at your station and wondering, well, who is this person on the air? Maybe I should check in. Well, now is your chance to check in. So anyone, anywhere, if you'd like to check in, feel free to come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And VK3, VK2 WAY, I got you checked in already.
Echo 3 Juliet Echo Delta, and I can see myself coming back. So, VK 3 Juliet Echo Delta, checking in. And how does Jared get such priority without saying anything on the air?
Alright, we got VK3JED, and VK2WAY did keyed up their microphone earlier and told me something, so that's an automatic check-in. Alright, do we have anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net. Come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Victor Kilo 2 GPU, I'll probably be hanging around for this one, so I'll probably check in now.
Victor Kilo 3, Tango Charlie Papa. Victor Kilo 3, Tango Charlie Papa.
All right, we have Victor Kilo 3 Tango Charlie Papa and a recheck from Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa uniform. Anyone else? More stations, please.
This is Kilo 7 Alpha Quebec November. Kilo 7 Alpha Quebec November.
Alrighty, we have Kilo 7 Alpha Quebec November, a new voice on the net. Awesome. Anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net, come now with your call sign solely, twice, and phonetically, please. All right, looks like we've got everybody at this time, so we're gonna move it up to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Pride Radio Group. This is Victor Kilo 2 Whiskey Alpha Yankee, Jared in Sydney, they them pronouns. And beautiful afternoon on my balcony, and I think you implied my usual Sunday afternoon glass of red somewhere in there in your intro, Kimberly. But sorry to inform you, you're still on a coffee today. You've got about 8 hours of JavaScript to catch up on from just a crazy week. So, yeah, we'll be hitting the IDE in AfterNet, and we'll be coding away for work for the rest of the afternoon and maybe into the night. So, yeah, it was going to be a radio day, but too much to catch up on, and I really want to have some things ready for tomorrow morning when people are ready to check on them, just to save face more than anything else, actually. But other than that, yeah, beautiful day on the balcony. About to do some lunch up. I think we're doing some deep fried black breads and soup for lunch here today, and yeah, it's chilly but comfortable on the balcony. There's a light breeze. I'm nowhere near anything for the weather station. I'm not in front of a laptop, and I really am not. I'll check the next over anyway, but yeah, we'll give a weather report as required by amateur radio rules, right? Hi. In other news, we've welcomed, and right now we're competing for top spot on the FreeDMR talk group list, of course, with the China talk group, and we've just welcomed the Chinese master server onto FreeDMR this week, which is a huge step in a big reach to a new audience, and yeah, it looks like they've just had a repeat ban from Grandmaster for looping. I think I know what they were up to over there. But Gone Forever was the response I saw from Corey about that repeater. And yes, send me details and ping me on the Discord, and I will update the network map to reflect the layers X you mentioned in your preamble there, too, Kimberly. Other than that, that's all for this over. I will, and thank you for hosting as usual. Great to hear so many voices on the net tonight. Welcome home, Ray. Good to have you here. Shout out to Yakov. If you ever need cheap parking 2 blocks from Broadway, my place is great. Got visitors parking downstairs. Keep that in mind. Other than that, yeah, back to net control. KJ7 Almo. This is Victor Kilo 2 Whiskey Alpha Yankee.
All right, thanks for your report, Jared. And yeah, I will send you the details on Discord. Over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, g'day, Kimberly and everyone else. Yep, I see myself coming back. And, doing something a little different this week. I'm on Yaesu Fusion via the YSF Reflector 50535, which I haven't gone in this way other than testing. Certainly haven't gone this way for a net. So I thought I'd have the change to use a different radio. The Yaesu is probably the most reliable radio at the moment, with the auditives going on in some of the others. And why be different? And everyone's sounding good here on Fusion. So all good there. Not a huge amount to report. A little bit of behind the scenes tinkering. Jared and I have still got to nut out a few things in the background, but nothing hugely urgent at the moment. We'll work on that when their end gets a bit quieter. For those that don't know me, I'm Tony, pronoun he, him. I thought I'd better put that in for completion. So, a little bit cold down here in central Victoria, overcast, and a decided nip in the air, and the temperature's going down. We won't even make 10 degrees Celsius, of course. Tomorrow's forecast to be 9. Today's supposed to be 12 or 13, I think. But yeah, tomorrow 9 with showers, and the rest of the week's cold and frosty. Anyway, KJ7 OMO with the group, VK3JZ.
All right, Tony. Good hearing from you. And holy smokes, it is getting pretty cold over there. While y'all are getting into your winter, it is starting to approach our summertime here. So, yeah, it's gonna be mighty hot here coming up. And you are sounding pretty great through your fusion system there. Alright, let's check in now with Victor, Kilo 3 Tango, Charlie Papa. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Morning, folks. Yes, I'm enjoying the nice changing weather. Actually, no, I'm not at all. I was happy this morning. I've been meaning to get my act together and actually start being part of some exams, and so I finally joined my first exam session this morning. First candidate passed, the second candidate had some computer issues, but we tried to help them out there. I'm looking forward to doing some more there. Otherwise, good time today is just continuing advanced study. I am thoroughly sick of studying. I just want to go over with, so I figure I just need to keep pressing on. I think that's about it for me this morning. KZ7 OMO, VK3 TCP.
Alrighty, VK3 TCP, KJ7 OMO, thanks for your report. We're gonna send it over to Kilo 7 Alpha Quebec November. This is KJ7 OMO.
Well, good evening, Kimberly, and everybody on the net. This is Keith, he, him pronouns, in Oregon, where it keeps promising to be summer, and then we keep getting more rain. So it's been a rainy day here today. Spent most of my day, Kimberly, I think you knew, spent most of my day on the couch, so you definitely know where I've been seated, watching the YouTubers Hamfest. A bunch of people on the U.S. YouTube front have been publishing videos all day today and tomorrow and some yesterday. First time on the net, first time on Echolink, and who knows, maybe by next week I'll be coming in via DMR, but nothing much else to report. KJ7 OMO, this is KK7 AQN.
All right, KK7AQ and KJ7OMO returning. Well, welcome to the net and welcome to Echolink. And you're more than welcome to stop by anytime you like, regardless if there's a net happening or not. And I forgot to ask all of you if you would like to remain checked in, so we'll get those answers from y'all when I call you again. Alright, well, we're at the end of that round, so we're gonna see if there's anyone else out there that would like to check in to the Pride Radio group net before we take it back to the top of the list. Come now with with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, please. And if you are hearing this on 146.560, no PL tone is needed. This is KJ7OMO.
KE8URJ, that's KE8URJ, Kilo, Echo 8, Uniform, Romeo, Juliet.
Alright, we got KE8URJ. Anyone else out there that would like to check in, come now.
VK2 GPU, that is Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform. Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform.
Alright, VK2 GPU. Yeah, you are still on the list and you will be called in a moment. Do we have anyone else out there that would like to check in? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, KE8 Uniform, Romeo, Juliet, this is KJ7OMO. Over to you.
Hello, and thank you for running the net for us tonight, or this morning, depending on where you are. My name is Julie. My pronouns are they, them. This is my first time on the net. I have been floating around in the Discord for a few weeks. I just got my license back in April, and I am pretty stoked to be connecting with people all around the world. I think it's pretty cool that digital modes allow us to connect hemisphere to hemisphere here. Don't have any great stories to tell, so I will pass it back to Net Control. This is KE8URJ.
Alright, well, welcome to Ham Radio, and also welcome to the net. We're glad to have you here. Alright, we're gonna send it up to the top of the list. VK3FUR, you're up. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, if I remember right, I think Michaela's connection got dropped out, so we're going to check her out, and we're going to move on to Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
KJ7OMO in the group from VK2BSD, pedestrian mobile now returning. Hopefully I've got a good signal. I'm on handheld now through the grounds of TAFE Sydney and then in Mohamed University of Technology as well. I'm going to check out, unfortunately. I've got a meeting I have to do with a bunch of people. But good to hear everybody. Welcome back, VK2 Golf Papa uniform. And hello, Kilo Echo 8 uniform Romeo Juliet. Very good to hear you as well. KDS7 Ohm in the group, VK2 PSD going clear.
All right, Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. This time pedestrian mobile. You came in 100% copy. Good audio, the occasional static burst, but you are still 100% readable. All right, well, thank you for stopping by, and have fun at your meeting. 7-3 to you. Next up, we have VK2 GPU. This is KJ7 OMO.
Thanks, KJ7 OMO. This is VK2 GPU. And yeah, thanks for the welcome back, everyone. Now that I've started drinking my coffee and had my medication, I am currently putting together a 40-meter Pixie CW kit. Unfortunately, for CQ Pride, I won't be able to do CW for it because I haven't been able to practice over the last month, which sucks because, yeah, my G90 decided to completely shit the bed yesterday, which kind of pisses me off because I need that this weekend coming. Anyways, I'm gonna pass it back to net controls. This was VK2 GPU back to KJ7 OMO.
VK2 GPU KJ7 OMO returning. Oh boy, I'm sorry to hear about the death of your Zygu G90 radio. That really has to suck. But yeah, do practice that CW so that you can at least make use of that little old Pixie radio. I'm thinking about getting me one of those just to play around with, but I'm unsure at this time. Alright, over to Victor Kilo 2 Whiskey Alpha Yankee. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
KJ7 OMO, and this is DK2WAY. Jared in Sydney returning, and I promised you all the conditions update. It's currently 23.7 degrees and at Celsius and 57% humidity inside my house and 17.2 with 40% humidity on my balcony. Currently no wind and 8,005 hectopascal pressure. It's quite a mild day, as I said before, in Sydney. I have the oil on the stovetop and just about to get started cooking some lunch while listening to that. Ray, VK2 GPU, I have one of those too, and I need to practice my CW, so maybe we might be able to do something just to get a CW contact on next weekend, but otherwise you're very welcome here on the World Pride bridge to operate from, as I probably will be for most of the weekend. I am not working next weekend at this stage, so yeah, looking forward to a weekend radio. Other than that, nothing more to add to this report. It's great to have so many on the net, though, and thank you all for checking in. It's great to hear you all. And if you do happen to be listening to this net on YouTube, Broadcastify, Icecast, or the network.prideradio.group feed, and you don't have a license, or if you're listening on FM and you don't have a license, and I strongly encourage you to do it, get your basic level license. It's fairly easy, and if you're unsure about where to turn to for help for that, hit the Pride Radio Network and, Pride Radio Group, prideradio.group, and yeah, come along to our Discord and we'll put you in the right direction to get licensed in your country. That's you, KJ7 OMO, VK2WAY.
VK2WAY, KJ7 OMO returning. Yes, I echo that sentiment. For those of you who are not licensed and you're listening in, get your licenses, study for your exams and just get licensed, because you're missing out on a lot of fun when you don't do that. It's a fantastic hobby to get in, and we would really love to hear new voices on the air. So, once again, if you're not licensed and you're hearing this, hey, start studying and pass those exams and get licensed. Trust me, you're not going to regret this one. All right, we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Okay, Kimberly. Hang on, see if it wants to get. Yeah, that should be better. Yeah, I've got a little bit trigger fingered due to Jared. Sorry, Jared, couldn't resist the dig. And yeah, we've also trying to get Mark VK5QI to come up, but having a little issue with his hotspot. And since we ditched Brandmeister, so yeah, that's a little bit of help being offered in the background, and yeah, a few odd things going on. But yeah, sounds like the weather's a little bit milder up there at 17 degrees. It's certainly down around, I reckon, 12 or 13 here. No wind at least, because I can feel the cold on the fingers, so it's not particularly warm. I was actually planning on doing some horse practice this afternoon in a little under an hour and a half, but Murphy's had enough at me again, and I've got to go down the fire station and help out with moving everything out of the meeting room so the carpet layers can come in and replace the carpet this week. So, yeah, I'm not having much luck. Something came up last month. It was a short notice, and yeah, something else clashed, and then now they've set it on the last Sunday of the month, so we at least don't have the short notice problem. But yeah, you got a clash this month, and I think July's just going to escape. I think that's July's just we've been avoiding a clash. So yeah, my plans to practice CW with the local radio club haven't been quite so successful. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll see how things are going. Just keeping an eye on the Discord in the background. Oh, I hate pretty cool issues sometimes. Yeah, what's next weekend for me is not looking good. The fact that it's on a weekend is 90% of the problem, because that automatically takes out Saturday, pretty much all day, and Sunday morning as well. So yeah, that doesn't leave much time. And I've got my alligator, so I'll hand it back to you, the radio alligator, KJ7OMO with the group, K3J.
All right, VK3JEDKJ7OMO returning. Yeah, I also need to start practicing CW because, well, why not? It's another cool thing to try out, and got a little distracted at the moment, so I don't remember what else I wanted to comment. So rather than wait for me to gather my thoughts up again, let's send it over to Kilo 7 Alpha Quebec November. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
KJ7OMO, this is KK7AQN. Going to be working a lot on ham radio over the next week. I'm actually on holiday now until June 6th, I think it is. Long weekend in the States, and decided to take advantage of that and extend it. So hopefully I will be getting a hotspot board in the mail and decommissioning a file server, since it seems easier to actually get bars of gold than Raspberry Pis these days. Got to repurpose something. But don't have much to report other than that. Just happy to have made connections on this group, and I just kind of marvel at the interconnect between Discord and Nets. I was on a different Discord server last Sunday where they were getting someone on the air, and it was just so much easier being able to chat sort of in real time through text while also debugging and figuring everything out. Anyway, back to net control. This is KK7AQN.
All right. It's awesome that you're gonna get into ham radio more. Awesome. I'm probably gonna later on maybe do a little late chef. I don't know. We'll see. And speaking of later on, once this net concludes, we're also going to connect our network over to the Puget Sound repeater system so we could join Siobhan's lovely net. Alright, we're gonna send it over to Kilo Echo 8 Uniform Romeo Juliet. This is KJ7OMO.
Thank you again for giving me a moment to share your time here on the net. I really don't know what else I should share with folks. I'm still new to this whole thing, and this whole talking to strangers by making the air wiggle in weird ways. So I think I will just go back into my little hidey hole and continue listening to all you fine people. I'm also going to get myself ready for bed, because here on the East Coast of the U.S., it is getting toward old people sleepy time. So KE8URJ, back over to net control.
Alright, did you want to check out?
No, I'll stick around and monitor, but I appreciate that. KE8URJ.
Alright, not a problem. We'll leave you checked in for now. Alright, next station we have a in and out check-in from NetLonger, but we'll call them anyway. Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, well, thanks for your check-in via NetLogger and 7.3. Alright, well, we've reached at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we can get some more folks added to this list that is growing pretty good. Come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And for those of you who are on 146.560, no PL tone is needed. Do we have anyone else out there at this time that would like to join us in the fun and check into the Pride Radio Group Net and make your presence known. Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, please.
Now that I'm finally connected, this is Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India.
Okay, just popping in.
All right, we have Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India. And we have another station that doubled with VK5QI. Could you come back one more time with your call sign?
Yes, here is Kilo India 6 Whiskey Papa Kilo, KI6WPK, just popping in.
Alright, we have an in and out from Kilo India 6, Whiskey Papa Kilo. Thanks for stopping by, and 7-3. Do we have anyone else out there that would like to make your presence known? Come now. Alright, Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Welcome aboard the net. Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Let's try that again.
That was over to me. Right. Yes, audio is breaking up for some reason. I don't know why. Video rate seems fine, but yeah, audio was breaking up, which is a little bit odd. Anyway, hello. So I think this is my first time on the net. I'm just wandering around the house, doing things at the moment. With hello to all. And yes, finally got the Pi Star going after having to update it. So hopefully it'll work from now on and I'll be able to access the other talk groups that I still use as well. Alright, back to you. KJ7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, VK5, Quebec, India.
Alright, Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Welcome to the net once again, and we're glad to have you aboard. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time on all of the connected networks and repeaters and digital voice modes and analog voice modes and everything else. All the interconnected networks on the Pride Radio Group network. And we have a relay from Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. They said, good evening to the net. Looks like Echolink threw me out. Alright, well, sorry to hear your Echolink is giving you trouble, but you're more than welcome to try again when we take more check-ins. And speaking of taking more check-ins, before we do that, we have an in and out from Kilo India 6 Whiskey Pop Kilo. Once again, thanks for stopping by, and 7-3. Do we have anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net? Or if you were previously checked in, or if you were a previous in and out station and you want to come back, you're more than welcome to. So, anyone, anywhere, come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. Not sure if I'm getting in or not, but good evening to the net.
Alright, Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu, you made it this time, and I have checked you back in. Before we go back to the top of the list, anyone else out there, come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alrighty, let's toss it over to Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform Graphics Processing Unit. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
A break. I thought I heard someone double with you there, Kimberly. PK2WAY.
Alright, station that was doubling with me, could you, repeat that again? To the station that was doubling with me, could you repeat that one more time, please? Okay, apparently there's nothing. Over to Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
CK2 GPU here, thanks very much KJ7OMO. I have just finished soldering together this Pixie kit, so it is time that I dig out a cable to power it with and start probing and checking that it works on the scope. Unfortunately, I don't actually have a key I can use with this, so I'll just have to bridge the connectors to test it, but that should be good enough to at least see if it works. Well, I'm actually hoping that I have another kit that I ordered a couple of weeks ago off AliExpress arrive before this weekend. I think it's only a little 2-watt SSD radio, but you know what? That's better than 0 watts. So if that arrives by next week and I manage to get a kit put together, that means I can still make some QSOs on it, SSD. Although I need to now consider how I'm going to tune my DAW antenna. And by tune, I'll probably just have to cut it and make
VK2 GPU. The alligator bit you, unfortunately. Let's send it back to you, KJ7OMO.
Yeah, it appears that I stopped transmitting after about 50 seconds, according to my dashboard, but never mind. Yeah, I think I was just finishing up saying, I think I've got the TI-USDR coming at some point. Technically scheduled to come in the next couple of days, but I doubt. Okay, so Wednesday it says, but that means I will have until the weekend to put together and test it if it does arrive. But if it does come, that gives me 2 watts of SSD, which is still a lot better than 0 watts. Anyways, back to you. This was VK2 GPU.
All right, VK2 GPU, KJ7 OMO returning. All right, thank you for that. And Julie KE8URJ is checking out, so thanks for stopping by, Julie. Over to VK2WAY. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
KJ7 OMO, VK2WAY, returning to the Pride Radio weekly Sunday 0 to 100 net. And not much more to add. I've still got songs in one hand and busy in the kitchen, but yeah, I wanted to pass on some advice to GPU there from two folks in the CW world. Well, two folks that have great little quips on radio for me. One of them is KX2CW, whose tagline is, "Hey, what is a lot?" So 2 is plenty. And the other one was VK2ALR, Skip from the Waverley Club, the Morse Master of Waverley. He says that going and buying an expensive key is the worst way to learn Morse, and just tapping 2 wires together is kind of the best. It's paraphrasing, but essentially that's the advice. Is like, don't go and buy a bunch of expensive kit just to like practice Morse on. Just get tapping, basically. VK2WAY, back to KJ7 OMO and the group.
Okie dokie, I don't have anything to add at this time, so we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Yeah, okay, Kimberly, is that working? Yes, it is. I see my metadata coming back. I did see it. That's interesting. Yep, it is coming back. Yep. Yeah, just coming in on D-Star now. So on the upgraded D-Star that I fixed during the week, and you'll now notice that call signs come up properly, and they'll appear properly on all dashboards, and everything is generally working. Just changing modes just for this over, but everything sounded really good on Fusion today. Fusion sort of starting to become the mode of choice around here. DMR works pretty well too, of course, and as does All-Star. Doing the change to show off the new D-Star system, and on the receive side I'm getting much more sensible audio levels now on a par with all the other modes, so D-Star is no longer a bit of a poor cousin with this recent upgrade. So definitely happy. That was something I should have put in news, but the upgraded D-Star is now permanent, and it does work between DMR and D-Star. It turned out I need to do a software upgrade on my end to make that work. The D-Star gateway part is, or the transcoder is now running the latest DV switch software, and it's using the thumb DV that's plugged into the computer here, so it's got to make a round trip between here and Sydney for the audio, but that's unavoidable. It does work quite well. Anyway, who's that's taken over? Have a listen. Yeah. I'm still here. Yeah, just saw a brief flash of another DMR ID. Anyway, that's the good news. And something else. For Mark, Kimberly's breakup may have been. She does have very high audio level. It does frequently distort still. Whether that was your radio not liking it. You might comment when it's your turn as to how the rest of us are sounding, because most people have really good audio. Anyway, back to net KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. I've made a slight adjustment. How's my audio now?
Yeah, that sounds better to me. It's not distorting on peaks anymore.
Alright, sounds good. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, the volume knob on my microphone interface keeps getting bumped. It's a very touchy thing. But anyways, hang on, let me reset for a moment. Alright, sorry about that. I had a pop-up on my computer that I had to dismiss. Okay, so speaking of network stuff, so far the WiresX bridge has been holding steady and it has not yet crashed during the net. So hopefully it stays steady, because during my earlier testing it was crashing quite a lot, but again, it hasn't crashed yet, so fingers crossed that it stays up and does not die on us. Alright, so we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 3 Tango Charlie Papa. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, I'm still starting to hear about Ray's worries with radios, but good luck with some of the kits you're trying to put together quickly. My understanding with the Pixie, it doesn't actually have a side tone, you just hear a staticky hiss when you're key down, so good luck using that. For suggestions, if you did want to put together a cheap CW only radio, the Q6 Mini is great and doesn't cost very much. It's like 40 or 50 US dollars, and is actually a fairly decent radio. It does about 5 watts. Next week in coming, I'm always happy to do a CW QSO with anyone who's also participating. My CW is not yet fantastic, but I can at least work my way through it. My suggestion to everybody is you need to practice every single day. You need to get it stuck into your head, and so you stop thinking about it. For me, the moment I knew that was starting to get into my head, I woke up one morning and just kept having V repeated in my head. And I realised that was a pattern of a life alarm clock going off was very similar to a V Morse code, so that's all you need to aspire to get to get going, and that was only after about 3 or 4 months of going hard at it. Now I'm just trying to understand actual rag tunes, which is a whole other world of missing the ball entirely. I'd suggest, if you need to put together a cheap key ray, just get a couple of tactile button switches and just chuck something together quickly. It will still make a huge difference to be able to do something. That's it for me. To limit, back to KJ7, OMO, VK3, TCP.
VK3 TCP KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, well thank you for that information. Yeah, currently the only thing I know how to transmit in CW is CQ, my call sign, and of course SOS. So I don't yet know the entire CW alphabet, but yeah, I should definitely get to practicing. So one of these days we all ought to get together. Those of us who want to practice CW, and we could just practice CW together somewhere. We'll figure something out. All right, over to KK7AQN. This is KJ7OMO.
Thank you, Kimberly. This is KK7AQN returning, but also checking out. My puppy has reminded me of the time and is prompting me to make some dinner. So happy to be here, happy this net exists, and I'll be on hopefully next week, but definitely going to try to make this a regular thing. But for now, 73 all. KJ7OMO, this is KK7AQN.
All right, KK7AQN, KJ7OMO returning. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by and sticking around with us, and we shall say 7-3 to you, and you're more than welcome to stop by anytime, net or not. This network is open 24/7, of course, and yeah. All right, we're going to send it over to Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
KO4TZ, not much to add on this side of the globe. Do need to practice, also need to practice a little bit of CQ as well. I can do CQ, call sign, and QSL. That's about the size of it. But I've been able to transmit it fairly well just with practice, but receiving it's quite a bit of a different story. And trying to think, what else have we really had to go on lately? Our local club is supposed to be having a CQ little workshop before our club meeting and see how that works out. And as well, that we are working on getting our club tower up. We just got to get our permissions from the local water co-op. Before you can do any burials, you got to call up the water lines and stuff. So we're trying to get that situated, and then we should be having our old club tower back up on the air before long. And if we can manage to get an internet connection up at the clubhouse and get everything worked out, I may try and put All-Star on that, as well as set them up with Ham Shack Hotline, since I'm already wanting to get my own extension as well to help them out, and that way the club will have their own extension, and can maybe tie that into All-Star, possibly. We'll just have to wait and see. If I can get All-Star and everything worked out with their tower, then I can disconnect my net running here for their stuff. But we'll just have to wait and see how it works out. KL4TZ with group and sending it back to net control.
All right, KO4TEZ, KJ7OMO returning. All right, well, that sounds awesome. If you need any help with the All-Star setup, you can let me or Tony or Jared know, and we'll help you get that sorted. Yeah, and oh yeah, and along with All-Star, you could also configure Echolink onto it, and then you'll have like a hybrid node of All-Star and Echolink together all in one package. So you'll get the best of both worlds on that repeater. So that's really gonna be great for you folks over there. All right, we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar. Mike Oscar, your net control station. Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Are you still out there? Alright, looks like we lost Victor Kilo 5, Quebec, India, so I'll go ahead and check them out. If you are still hearing me, you're more than welcome to check back in. Speaking of checking in, we're at the bottom of the list again, so let's see if we can add some more folks to this list and keep this party going. If anyone out there would like to make your presence known and join in on the fun and all that stuff, come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you are on 146.560, no PL tone is needed. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, do we have anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net at this time? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Woohoo! There's a whole lot of crickets out there. Alright, we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 2 Golf Papa Uniform. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. And oh boy, my crossband repeat radio is starting to get nice and toasty.
Thanks very much, KJ7OMO. This is VK2GPU. Just chatting on the Discord as well regarding my G90. So it sounds like it won't start the main unit without the display unit. So I need to faff about with it quite a bit. So maybe if I can get that display unit flashed, the main flashable. On a side note, I hooked the Pixie up to an oscilloscope, and it does seem to be kicking out around that 7 megahertz tone, so I'm currently digging out a Hammond up in an SDR so I can actually see if it works, and if it does, I have myself a little QRP radio for CW. Unfortunately, I can't actually do CW yet, but my other options for QRP radio come CQ Pride is I have some 2-watt amplifiers that arrived in the last couple of weeks, and a hack RF1, and I'm sure that with some relays I can probably cobble together some shell scripts to make an SSP.
Alright, VK2 GPU, I think you bit the alligator again. I heard something about cobbling together an SSB rig using some shell scripts and relays and some amplifiers and hack RF. So I'm going to send it back to you. KJ7OMO.
Thanks very much. Yeah, 60-second timeout. Okay, I need to probably watch this or set a timer or something. Yeah, my option might be I could all cobble together an SSB radio with 2-watt amps and hack RF1 and some shell scripts. Would certainly do within the ham spirit. Rather not, because that is now adding more jank than I really want to deal with in the next week. But if if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be. Might be fun either way. Anyways, back to you, Net Control. This was DK2 GPU.
Hey, whatever works, right? If you could cobble together something that will give you a decent signal out on HF, go for it. I mean, that's what ham radio is all about, right? You experiment with things and you cobble together some very janky stuff and you make it work. That's the true ham radio spirit right there. Well, wish you good luck on that, and hopefully you'll be on the air. And I also wish you good luck on getting that G90 fixed. It probably can be fixed, but we'll see, fingers crossed. Victor Kilo 2, Whiskey Alpha Yankee, it's your turn again. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Oh, I thank you, Kimberly, and VK2WAY returning. Hope you can hear me okay. Moved out to the balcony. Let me just move the... so let me reset. That's not... Now I know how it'll be. Balcony, and Ray, I have a USDX here, which I think is well, it's 8-band, 5-watt on external power QRP radio.
Jared, I think you bit the alligator. We'll send it back to you. And by the way, your audio is a bit muffled. Sounds like a pillow over your microphone. VK2WAY, are you still there? I think we lost you. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Back to UKJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
Alright. For the longest time, I heard a whole lot of nothing. I tried calling you out a few times, no response, so I figured that maybe your radio died or something, but I did hear you say back to me, so, yeah, whatever report you had for this round, it did not go through, because no audio, no carrier, nothing, not a zip, not a thing. So I'll send it back to you so you could repeat your report. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Thanks, Kimberly, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY returning it to the group. Hopefully this is coming out this time. I've moved out to the balcony, not sure what was going on. Maybe just the glitch in the Matrix, hopefully not a living gremlin that we have to hunt. But yeah, other than that, yeah, lunch is over, done and dusted, soup and crunchy flatbread was delicious, but good day for it up here, and yeah, out on the balcony, going to make another coffee next, and I think actually what I was saying in that over was, Ray, I have a USDX, a little QRP radio, 5-watt on external power, and you're welcome to borrow it if you do absolutely need something to get you on SSD. Back to Net Control, KJ7OMO, VK2. Oh, actually, alternatively, Ray, we can just hang out together and play radio all next weekend. I'm up for it. I don't think I'm doing much here, there, at the pub, anywhere. Let's get QRP radios at the pub for Pride, CQ Pride. That sounds like fun. Yeah, back to Net Control, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
All right. Awesome sauce. Thank you, Jared. 100% copy this time. Yeah, there probably was a glitch in the Matrix. Hopefully no gremlins. Over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net. If my computer would just stop transmitting, I can hand it off to VK3JED. Oh, here we go. KJ7OMO.
Yeah, if your computer stopped being an alligator. And, yeah, I wonder what happened, Jared. You fell off in your first over, but the second time round we got everything, and, yeah, you might be able to sort of kill two birds with one stone, help Ray out with some HF for next weekend, and at the same time hang out together. That sounds like a pretty good way to do things. And yeah, you talk about gremlins, Kimberly. I remember you and I were fighting some interesting gremlins during the week with discovering that our P25 reflectors wanted to announce stuff, and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So yeah, we've managed to squash all those gremlins and have everything running smoothly for the weekend, which is certainly a good thing. So yeah, I had a little pause on the D-Star audio coming back, and yeah, Keith made an interesting observation saying I sounded better on D-Star than Fusion, which is actually the opposite of one would expect, because the D-Star codec is a little more aggressive and not quite as Fusion and DMA is. So yeah, the setup's obviously working particularly well. So anyway, things that you learn, but yeah, D-Star is certainly working well as a monitor radio at the moment. I can hear myself coming back in the distance, so I get the volume down so it doesn't echo through too much. This will probably, in fact, looking at the time, I say this will likely be my last round. I suspect I'll be out of range by the time it comes around again. A long time between drinks, so to speak. Speaking of drinks, I might put the kettle on and have a cuppa before I leave. But yeah, I'll need to be 5 minutes down the road by 2 o'clock. Probably leave at about 1:45, so leave in about 20 minutes. So it's going to be 50-50 whether I get another shot or not. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Right, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, we did shut down a lot of gremlins that were causing us headaches on the network, but there is still one more gremlin, and this one is a sneaky one. It's a hidden one. It's not showing up on any of the logs that I could see. But this nasty little gremlin, once in a while, it's transmitting like a very short blip, like a little beep or something, every now and then. And I cannot for the life of me hunt this sucker down. And this periodic beeping for no apparent reason is really getting annoying. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to sometime work together and see if we could find this little sucker and shoot him down, because yeah, these gremlins on the network is pretty awful. And acknowledged on that other thing there, if you can make it back, you can, but if you're not able to, then we should give you a 7-3 in advance in case if you can't make it back in, and we'll check you out then. But for right now, we'll leave you checked in for the time being. Alright, we're gonna send it over to Victor Kilo 3 Tango Charlie Papa. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Yeah, I was just thinking about people's thoughts and wonders of learning CW and how they're getting up to speed and how to deal with things and how to practice. I've done 2 of the CW Ops classes. They were all over Zoom, which did seem to help a lot with getting key audio sent over the internet and making things actually work for real. I'm always happy to participate in some sort of practice session online with people. I'm a little rusty myself. I need to spend some more time practicing. Going through the 2 classes, I noticed people tend to fall into 2 groups. People who are good at sending and people who are good at receiving. They didn't seem to be good at both. Now, unfortunately, being good at sending isn't that helpful because you then get to the point where you can send much faster than you can receive, and trying to slow yourself down to slow down people's responses can be an interesting challenge, which is the same problem I have. That's about it from me today. I need to move on from here, so Kimberly, I'll get you to check me out now, and thanks everyone. I hope you have a good weekend and such. KJ7OMO, VK3TCP.
Alright, VK3TCP, KJ7OMO returning. Alright, well, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with us and chatting with us and all that stuff. And we'll say 7-3 to you, and we'll see you next time. You have been checked out. Over to Kilo Oscar for Tango Echo Zulu. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
KO4TZ with the group. And I was trying to think, I believe recently when I got on the repeater book, there's been some updates around town lately. We now, I believe, have a NXDN repeater, and now all we like is getting a P25 set up somewhere and one with OSPR. And we'll be pretty much set as far as different digital modes go. But that was just a recent discovery on that. Not much to add. We've been trying to get, I've been trying to get something set up with our Gidia instance on our club side, and heavens forbid the reverse proxy work with me, because I still cannot get my SSL to work like it's supposed to. The main site is taken care of, but everything else attached, I'm still having difficulty getting everything to route correctly and getting all that set up. I'm planning on hosting a couple of things on that VPS that we've got bought for the club site. I want to run a code repository on it, an instance of CloudLog, wouldn't mind having that on it, and as well possibly running Guacamole in there somewhere too, so people can spin up some VMs if they ever need to go and test some applications out. Then there's a test bed on a server where they can do so. But it's just it's going to be a work in progress. I really wouldn't mind having more help on the tech side of things for the club. Currently, I'm the only one. So hopefully before long, with the new site and the upcoming Ham Fest, we can have some new young hams join the ranks, and maybe we can spread their knowledge and be assistant in that matter. KO4T's and send it to control.
Alrighty, KO4TEZ KJ7OMO returning. Alright, well that sounds really awesome there. It's good to know that you have all these fun tech things in the background and also getting together new hams and young hams, and it's gonna be great. And as for the new digital repeater, well, if you have a compatible radio and if that repeater is connected to the internet, you might be able to connect to our network using that repeater, since we do have a couple of NXDN reflectors on our network. My reflector and Tony's reflector. So that is something to try out. And like I said earlier, if you need any help on the All-Star things, let any of us know and we'll gladly get you sorted. Okay, we are at the bottom of the list, folks, so let's see if there's anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net. Come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you are in my local area and you hear this on 146.56, no PL tone is needed. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alright, do we have anyone out there at this time that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alrighty, we don't have anyone else at this time, so hang on, let me reset. We're going to send it over to VK2 GPU. This is KJ7OML, your net control station.
This is VK2GPU, and I've just been testing out my Pixie, and it does appear to actually transmit and tune. I do need to actually check if it can receive yet, but I'm fairly confident that if it's working as is, then it might actually be doing alright. Do some proper tests later on. My current dodgy setup is with the Hamid up, NESDR Smart, and just a monopole antenna just shoved into the Hamid up. But, VK2WAY, that actually sounds like a good idea to hang out and be doing Pride CQ together that weekend. I'd only be able to do the Sunday, as it is my wife's birthday on the Saturday, so I'll be spending that with her, but the Sunday I would absolutely be keen on hanging out, and we can maybe have some beers or whatever as well. I'll have to pull down my NFED half-wave and bring it along if we want to find somewhere. I've even got a chiller that we could use to keep some beers cool if we wanted. Anyways, I will pass it back to Net Control. This was VK2 GPU.
Sorry about those random sounds, YouTube. I just have a video game in the background. Alright, sounds good. Oops, I accidentally stuck my fingers into the alligator's mouth. Hi. Alright, VK2 GPU, KJ7OMO returning. Alright, sounds good. Glad to know that your little pixie thing is working. And if you have a signal generator, you could actually test its receive capabilities by generating a signal on whatever frequency it's set to listen. The little pixie is set to listen to, and if you hear anything from the signal generator, then chances are your little pixie is working just fine. All right, VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO. VK2WAY. Jared, it's your turn. KJ7 OMO.
Oh, thanks for that, Kimberly. Sorry, easily distracted, let's just say. Actually trying to encourage an old friend of mine I used to referee roller derby with to get his license. The problem is he's based in China these days, and well, seeing 3DMR now have a China SysOp, I'm picking that person's brain about how one goes about, or how one as a foreign-born national goes about getting a license in China, which doesn't appear to be too hard, at least. And yeah, would be interesting to have him come up. He's a electronics and drone geek, so he's very, very interested and has been following along, wondering what it would be, what the possibilities were for him to do so in China until this week, where I've started putting wheels in motion. So as somebody said on the PSRG net, I think it was our very own Amy IQX, who's in the Discord, who said that we're vampires creating more AM radio operators out there. And Ray, I hadn't considered beers from the cooler. That's a great idea. I'd even possibly suggest Shet's Mound and overlook the airport and do some plane spotting and radio operating, and grab a couple of radios out there and just have some fun with some beers, or alternatively there's staves. I wonder if they'll be okay with bringing up an NSAID in the beer garden for the day. Stranger things have happened there, I'm sure. Anyway, that's all from me for this over. Back to net control. Oh, Tony, if you are still there, today, yes, you have had an echo in the background. I was going to make a comment in an earlier round that you're putting the echo in Juliet Echo Delta. Back to you, KJ7 Alma. This has been VK2 WAY.
Echo, 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 and just kidding. VK2WAYKJ7OMO returning. Not much to say at this time, so I'll send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO. Let's see if you're still within range of your system, of that repeater.
Yeah, well, the good news is I haven't left yet, but I will in the next few minutes, so this will definitely be my last over, and and Ray might have a bit of fun there playing radios, and plane spotting is always good fun. Can't do much of that around here. They're usually at fairly high altitude by the time they get here, other than a couple of local light planes. Not sure where the flight paths for the QantasLink flights are, but I've never seen it come over this side of town. And the thing that we see the most of here is the air ambulance being only a couple of k's from the local hospital where the helipad is. So that's the aircraft activity I tend to see the most of. So I can go chopper spotting, and train spotting's pretty easy too, with the Swan Hill line 500 metres away, and the more active Melbourne Bendigo line about 3 to 4 kilometres away. So a few things you can spot around here, despite not being in a big smoke. But planes, you've really got to go down to Tullamarine Airport in Melbourne to do the fun plane spotting, which I have done occasionally. We'll see what gremlins pop up this week. I'll be out for a couple of hours, but I'll be on Discord later tonight later this afternoon when I get back. Unfortunately I had planned on doing CW, but I've had to help out with another operation. CW is going to have to get held off for another month, and hopefully June I'll get a chance. Cross the fingers, touch wood, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, not a lot else to add here, so I'll say 7-3, and enjoy what's left of the net. I'll go. with the group, VK3 JD.
Alright, VK3JED KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, well thank you so much for hanging out with us and chatting with us and all that stuff, and we shall say 7-3 to you and have a safe trip. KO4TEZ KJ7 OMO.
KO4TZ with group. I don't have a whole lot to really left to add, honestly. Aside from the CQ, I've got me a straight key, and I've been doing a little bit of practice with it lately, and probably going to be participating in the club CQ workshop that's supposed to be going on. So maybe practicing a little bit with that, and really need to just get up enough nerve to actually hit that transmit button on HF. Just have not done so yet, but have been I did listen to that CW contest, I believe was what was going on 40 meters. Pulled quite a few signals out of that, decode through FL, and that was pretty exciting with that. And it seems like 20 meter SSTV's been a little quiet here lately. I don't know if it's just band conditions or just not a lot being sent right now. I do need to get at a point getting a dedicated HF antenna up in the air. So far, I'm just still using the Cushcraft that I've got, and I've got some can't think. I've got two coils of wire that I can make a wire antenna of. I've just got to look up and see what all is going to be involved in making that antenna. I don't have a antenna tuner, so that's going to be kind of interesting getting that to work. So that'll be exciting. KO4TZ.
Alright, KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, well, whenever you're ready to transmit on HF, then, hey, I'll be listening out for you, then we could try and work each other. But, yeah, you're probably not going to receive much using a 2-meter antenna on your HF rig. You're likely missing out on a lot of the weaker stations that are out there, so definitely get those bundles of wires uncoiled and strung up and all that stuff, and you'll likely need a 49-to-1 balun for that as well. And without an antenna tuner, yeah, you're going to have a hard time. So the only thing you could do is just fiddle around with the length of wire until it is resonant, at least on some of the HF frequencies that you're wanting to transmit on. But once you get an antenna tuner, then all you would need to do is just throw something up there and tune it and hope for the best. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead now and take one final round of check-ins. This is the final round, so if there's anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net, this is your final chance to do so, which means last call for alcohol. Or if you're under legal drinking age, then all you're getting is soda, water, juice, milk, and anything else that's non-alcoholic. So, last call. Anyone out there? Suffix of your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, this is the last call for check-ins. Do we have anyone else out there that would like to make a quick hello, goodbye check-in? Come now with your call signs solely, twice, and phonetically. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alrighty, no more check-ins will be taken at this time, so we're gonna send it over to VK2 GPU for a final. This is the 7-3 round. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Thank you very much. VK2 GPU here. Now I'm just putting together a portable key for this thing. I do have a signal generator, but I just checked it tops out at 6 megahertz, which is quite unfortunate. I'm sure I have plenty of other oscillators floating around I could use here, and in fact, come to think of it, I actually have some programmable oscillators that go from about 100 kilohertz to I think 80 megahertz. Somewhere
Alexa,
buried in a box.
what is half of 7?
Could be kind of handy to cobble together another radio from. I mean, I don't think they're going to be very stable, but they could also be used for testing purposes at least. Anyways, it's been actually good to get back into the net again. It's been a while, and now that I can jump in via the hotspot, I'm quite pleased to. I can. Kind of funny to throw up saves or similar, although I'm pretty sure that we'd end up just warming the sky with the whole 2 to 5 watts, considering it's all walled in. Anyways, I will pass back to net control. 73 to you all. This was VK2 GPU.
Alright, VK2 GPU, KJ7 OMO returning. Since your noise generator tops out at 6 megahertz, you could actually use the second harmonic of 3.5 megahertz or thereabouts and be able to test your 7 megahertz Pixie that way. So definitely give that a shot and see what happens. And if that doesn't work, then, well, you'll just have to figure out a different way of testing it. But I do think that the second harmonic of 3.5 megahertz should allow you to test that thing out. Alright, well, it's been a pleasure, and thanks for hanging out with us, and we shall say 7-3 to you. And next up is VK2 WAY for a final. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar.
I think VKJ7 OMO, VK2 WAY returning to the net for a final, and Ray, sounds like between the amplifiers, some relays, the Pixie, and a programmable oscillator, even if it's not terribly accurate, at least you can measure it on a scope and compensate. Sounds like you've actually got a homebrew rig, a complete homebrew rig almost there. Interesting. Fun times. Other than that, great to hear so many voices on the net tonight. I was always worried it's going to be the, what did I call it earlier, the Omo Way show. Thankfully not. Great to have you up and on free DMR, Ray, as well. And if there's any weird and interesting DMR experimentation you'd like to do, I thoroughly welcome it. That's what we run this network for on free DMR. Unlike the others, hi. And we certainly welcome all, and bridges to anywhere, which is, again, why we're different. Anyway, enough on that topic. Absolute pleasure once again, all, and look forward to doing it again next week. And being around enough and about on the radio for a CQ Pride, I will see what I can do about getting ROT connected to the Pride network for the entire weekend. I don't think anyone would have a problem, and that would be a nice lead-up for what I want to do with it for World Pride next year, which is essentially Pride Month official repeater for World Pride Sydney, and any queers that come to Sydney for World Pride who happen to be licensed can utilize it. That's kind of part of the plan for what I want to do, got to put some wheels in motion for that soon, and I think, linking up with CQ Pride is probably a good starting point for that, along with some other stuff that I can't really talk about yet, but will be coming up soon, hopefully, for the month of June, and links to places and things here on the Pride Network. Alright, I'm talking, ranting, rambling, VK2, WAY. Getting bit by the alligator right before saying, back to you, Net Control. This has been VK2 WAY.
Alright, sounds good. VK2WAY, KJ7OMO. Sounds really awesome there. And, speaking of repeaters, we need to see if we can actually get some more permanent, either permanent or temporary repeaters up. Yeah, it's time that we start increasing our, reach. So if we can get some more folks on board and get more repeaters connected, that would be really awesome. Over to KO4TEZ for a final. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, and 732 VK2WAY.
Turn down the monitor from the CW activity. Appreciate having me on to the net. Try to make it back in here next. The only thing is this net also runs at the same time that our local round table in our club has their round table. So, but they normally don't take longer than 30 minutes. So that's just the only thing. Can't make it in quite at time whenever the net starts. But good to make it in here. And surprisingly, 5, 10, 15, except for 20 megahertz WWV sounds pretty clear on my end. So that doesn't happen very often. But I'm just going to have to work out at some point getting an HF antenna up. Specifically, it's just kind of working with what I have. The only other antennas that I believe I have is some for 11 meters. And I don't really know what all I could really use those for. I guess I could fit one up for a 10-meter use, but that doesn't really help as far as the use for 40 and 20. I think I'd probably primarily stay on 40 meters with my hours. So, but likewise, appreciate having me on, and I'll try to make it in next net. KO4TV, be back to net control.
Alright, KO4TEZ, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Alright, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us and chatting with us, and we shall say 7-3, and hope that you will be able to make it in on the next net. Alrighty, folks, that is a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney, as well as the folks behind the VK3 RBO repeater for the use of their systems to carry this net, as well as VK3JED and VK2WAY, as well as the rest of the Pride Radio group for making this net possible. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. Normal amateur use. Hi. 73, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar, and I will now be shutting down the 146.560 link. And here in just a couple moments, I will be connecting the Pride Radio Group network to the PSRG system so we can join in with Siobhan. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar, Mike Oscar 73. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, along with the Pride Radio Group Network. We are now connected to the WW7PSR repeater and standing by for Siobhan's net.
Awesome, Kimberly. I'll get it started here in about 3 minutes. KJ7 USS.
Alright, Siobhan, looking forward to the net. KJ7 OMO standing by. Okay, YouTube. I'm going to end the stream right here. Be sure to like, ring the bell, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. 7-3 from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.